And welcome back to the channel. I'm Mr. Carnage, and we're going to talk in this video about the Newegg Shuffle. And so I've heard a lot of things from a lot of people, and that is that everybody seems to not really like the Newegg Shuffle. They find it unfair. But I'm going to give you kind of a different side of things myself. It's unfortunately a necessity and a bad business practice. That's what the Newegg Shuffle really is. It shouldn't have to exist, but because of the way that the business model for computer parts is current, it's a necessity. And while yes, you are competing with, scalpers and bit miners and all that, and bots, it still is the only way that a lot of people, the little guy, the gamer, the guy that, you know, has been saving up his paychecks for the last 6 months to get a video card, has. Because if you really look at it, yeah, you can search and search and search and search and search until you're blue in the face, hoping that you're going to find a video card. But that's definitely something that is a lot harder than it sounds at this current climate in the industry. So one of the only ways that you might be able to have a chance, unfortunately, is going to the shuffles that Newegg and I believe Amazon started doing it recently too. Or some stores on Amazon. I don't know. I'll get back to you guys on a different video with that. But yeah, I fully agree. It is a crappy system, but it's a necessity in this bad business climate. See, until, unfortunately, manufacturers, the companies themselves, take any kind of action, there's really nothing that people can do. I mean, we can bitch and complain and moan and groan all we want, and we have been for years. And obviously, nobody's listening because these companies, at the end of the day, it's capitalism. They make money. And that's really all they care about. So if you're paying 2-3 times MSRP, they don't care because they're making the money, right? Now, all of these companies have come out and said things like, oh, we're doing this, we're doing that to combat. They're really not. It's just never going to be something that any of these companies do that comes out that really combats this problem. And what I mean by that is that we've already found manufacturers like EBGA and MSI that have been compromised, where they've been sending product and stock to third parties, and these third parties are supplying scalpers directly and then turning around and making the money on the back end. We've already caught companies doing it, right? So if the actual manufacturer of the damn thing is purposely trying to make extra money off of us, there's nothing that's going to be done unless the government decides to put some type of regulation on eBay saying that they really can no longer allow scalping at the degree that it's going on, which I don't ever see happening because, again, capitalism. Everybody's out to make money, even the little guy. So, does it suck? Yeah, totally. I am with everybody on that. This really does suck. Finding a video card, a console. It's even getting hard to find phones and tablets that aren't completely shit made in China, So, unfortunately, again, necessity and a bad business model. That's what the Newegg Shuffle is. So, I would say I've known a couple people that have gotten a video card on the Newegg Shuffle. So, it does help the small guy get a video card, sure. Does it also help, the scalpers and the bit miners get cards? Absolutely. You bet. Then right now there's just no way to prevent that from happening without preventing sales of any kind, which I actually hate to say would be the top thing to do, would be to just cut off all channels of supply for video cards and let everybody who's sitting on their expensive video cards just sell them, fire sale. And the reason why I say that is that it would balance the prices back out, because without video cards getting in the hands of anybody, right, they're going to sell off their stock. So the miners and the scalpers, they're going to have to turn to a different source of income, to make money, and then bring stock back kind of in a trickle down situation, but no company is going to do that. I mean, no, obviously, who would stop selling products, to combat something that they're making money on? Just not going to happen. So the only other thing that I can think of, like I said, is regulations. And I don't ever see that happening, because as far as America goes, this is how capitalism works. So it's always, I hate to say it, but it's always going to be that way, So there's nothing that we're ever going to do that's going to combat this problem. The manufacturers, of course, they can pump out more GPUs, and of course they're doing that in a sense. They're sending out more, or GTX 1050 Ti's and 1550 and 1660 super cards and stuff like that. And while that's great, that's not what gamers are looking for, That's old generation. That's last generation. Most gamers now would like to get into an RTX of some kind. So I would really like to see, NVIDIA myself, start, if you have to, just busting out some, older RTX 20 cards, just something like that. We'd rather see newer cards than stuff that, unfortunately is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years old. There's no point in that at this point. Most people don't want, a 1050 Ti. Even during its time when it first came out, it wasn't a great card by any stretch. It was an okay mid-range, mid-grade card that would allow you to play games, sure, but you weren't blazing or, FPS over 60, really. I think the 1050 Ti I had in one of my old rigs, I don't think I ever saw over 40 FPS with that card. So, it's definitely not something that any gamer in their right mind is like, ooh, I can't wait to get one of those, So, no, that's just the way it is. So, yeah, the Newegg Shuffle sucks, I agree. But, unfortunately, it's one of the only ways that you may get yourself a decent video card. So, the best way to do it is go to their Twitter. They normally post on their Twitter that they're doing a shuffle, normally a couple hours before they actually do. I wish their window was bigger, but it's only a 2-hour window. So if you don't get there in that 2 hours, you'll have to wait for the next one. So, turn on notifications on your Twitter for Newegg. Check. They normally post them in the mornings. They kind of beat the purpose last week. They actually posted one at night, which I actually appreciated, because those people in the morning, they're just, refresh looking. So the one at night was kind of a breath of fresh air, because it allowed people who, were home from work and things like that to have a shot at getting into the shuffle. So, but normally posted on Twitter in the morning. So, that's your best bet at this point. So, it sucks. I know. I'm with you guys. But please, by all means, we'd like to see you guys back. So hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you all on the next video.